Welcome. This is Comic Strategy for the show Kings for Queens. I am one of the three amazing hosts we have today. We have JC right in the center because our series is Women Are Superheroes, so we had to bring one on so we can make sure that we know what we're talking about. On the edge over there is JS. I butchered his name last show for whatever reason, but he forgave me and we are back. So Jesus is here as well in the back. I don't know if you like what I said last show, but it's all good because I love Jesus. So anyways, we're gonna get serious, and today's show is called Women, Money, and Scandal. We're gonna talk about the women's role in scandal. Yes. Women are superheroes. They got to deal with scandal. Men have to as well. That's why this is Kings for Queens. This is the show for the benefit of women. All right. So with that being said, this is what we're going to do. Something a little different. Because you were here last show. You're a veteran. So I'm going to do segment 1. You're going to do segment 2. And then, of course, we have Dear JS with another crazy letter. All right. So let's get started. So segment 1, the world we live in. What is the typical role of women when it comes to scandals? We're going to start with the superhero, JC.
Okay, so for the role of women when it comes to scandals.
Yes.
There's so many ways I can go with that. I mean, I could say they're at the bottom because they're the ones who get used. Because we say sex sells. Let's say in the music industry or even in acting, when it comes to the scandal of doing sex sales, it's the woman who has to look a certain part. They got to have a particular look to sell what it is that company may be selling, which is people to go out and sell movie tickets, things of that nature, or lingerie, Victoria's Secret, which is owned by a man, by the way, Victor, not Victoria, but things of that nature. But if they do it right, they can also be the pimp in the situation and make money. But usually it's always at the success of someone else. They're like, to me, they're at the bottom. So when it comes to scandal, yeah, the woman is always, they played a big role in it, but they get the less out of it. And, not saying if they know how to do it right, they could do it. Like if women work together and did it that way, it could be successful. But if they're working with men and stuff like that, they're at the bottom for that part.
JS.
There would be no scandal if a woman wasn't in it. So
What'd you say? Let's say. Say it again.
I said it would be a scandal if a woman wasn't in it. It would just be a bunch of dudes getting into trouble. So I say, you know what I mean? But most of the time, it's, stuff that goes on with women. So, women play a big part in it, and I'm not saying, most of the time men messing up something, and a woman is often taken advantage of in that situation. So that's why I say there would be no scandal without a woman.
Okay. So both of y'all said some interesting things. Women are typically the victim in scandals. Women are typically the reason why scandals exist, not because they created them, but because men are trying to control a bunch of women. You mentioned a person last show, R. Kelly. You got Epstein, Weinstein, all the Steam. Anybody that named Steam, check that person.
There's nothing against our Steen brothers, our Jewish people out there. Comics just making a statement.
I ain't never scared.
My brother's just making a statement.
A nice statement is watch the Steens. Obviously, not every Steen is bad, but Epstein is, Weinstein is. They're some of the worst in history. And so, I'll give you an example. K-pop. Ever heard of K-pop?
Oh yeah, it's a big thing.
Korean pop, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have a major scandal right now.
Mm-hmm.
The scandal is all those clean-cut bands were drugging their fans to have sex with them.
They gotta drug their fans?
That's why I'm like, huh? It's basically, it is someone that wanted to have control, wasn't getting the control they wanted, so they made a way to make it happen. So it's usually a man in a way trying to control a woman. That's usually the scandal. So when you talk about politician, what's the scandal? The scandal is he wanted to control somebody. And so he tried. The scandal in Detroit, similar, with Mayor Kwame. That dude is just rough. It's rough. He got set up, but he set himself up too.
Control. I agree with that. But like I said, it can be a woman doing it too, because eventually a woman can be also. It's about manipulation too.
It's about manipulation, yeah.
Yeah. So you can have the woman who knows. Women know y'all think with the other head. So women know that they can use their body to get what they want out of a man, and they can be very manipulative with that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, a man can say that, we can make so much money, this, that, and the other, or force someone to go do it, like sex trafficking or something. But as far as scandals and stuff like that, the man can be manipulative too, and tell the woman like, we can make so much money, this and that. You're a star, blah blah blah. Get out here and let's get this money. And she thinks she's doing it because she thinks he loves her. So there's two ways on that. But yeah, at the end of the day, still it takes the woman. Like he said, if there was no women, it would be no scandal. It'd just be a bunch of men.
Okay, so question number 2. This is going to be a tough one. Are women easily manipulated? JS.
This might be a shock to you, but yes, women are easily manipulated. And I'm not saying all women, but just, but at the same time, it works both ways, We are easily manipulated also, by pretty women. You know what I mean? So it goes both ways.
JC?
Yeah. It's like I said, that's a 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
So it's all about, no one can do to you anything unless you allow them. Mm-hmm. So it's all about the strength and knowing thyself. And some people like it. Like they're like I said, they used to that type of control and stuff. They probably like that, or they think that's what it's supposed to be from maybe watching it happen, and every person they date just being that way because it's something that they don't understand of themselves. But at the same time, women are just manipulative. They use their body. They know men will pay for it and everything else. If they want a nice house, car, whatever it is, they can do that as well. So that's a 50-50 thing.
So here is where I kind of stray from you guys. So I do say yes, but when women are manipulated, they're manipulated because they're trying to get something. Like, like the R. Kelly women. They were trying to become, a singer or a star or something of that nature. And they went with this guy who was one, and he used and abused them. When men get manipulated, we already know we're going to get manipulated. We go to the strip club and hear us say, I don't have my eyes on you. We're like, I'm going to give you an extra $5. We already know we're getting manipulated.
Not always. Now, if you go to a strip club, yes. But if you go and you meet this woman, you're like, she's so beautiful, this, that, and the other. Those are the real pimps that be like, okay, I know my beauty's going to draw him. They can fake. You got the, okay, you want to talk about R. Kelly? Let's go to these different celebrities, ball players and stuff, and they see this beautiful girl, this exotic looking girl. she already know they're gonna be attracted to her, so she's gonna feel like she love them, get a baby or two, get married or whatever, and get that money. After so many years, she gone.
Yeah, I want a divorce.
Yeah.
I'm taking half your money.
And you already know he's going to cheat because there's so many women and stuff. So if there's no prenup, or the prenup says if you cheat within so much time, or if you stay in California where you automatically get half anyway, which is why Shawnee moved back to California when she was going through a divorce with Shaq. But she went and bought a house there because she knew they automatically half. So you don't always know you're being manipulated. Yeah. Not always.
I like Shawnee too. I didn't even know that.
Game. Like, damn, she ain't got me.
All right, so my answer has been brought up in flames, so I don't have an answer for this question. The superhero and her sidekick just took me out. Batman. No, I can't do that to you. You're much better than Robin.
Thank
you. You can stand on your own.
I'm not wearing the tights. I'm not wearing the tights.
Question 3. Why does it seem the smartest and prettiest women get involved with the most manipulative men? JC. That's a good question.
A lot of beautiful women. See, this is the thing. That's why they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's trust it or not, a lot of beautiful women, and it doesn't matter if they're beautiful or not, you always are your hardest critic. So even though you can look at that person like, wow, she has the perfect body, she's beautiful, this, that, and the other. She looks in the mirror and she's finding every little flaw. Oh, I want bigger breasts. Oh, I need to lose weight. Oh, I wish my face was shaped like this. I need to, little touch up here. It's so, and it's funny because the ones who are beautiful, they find even more problems, and they got to be able to keep that way. Because I think Outkast said it best. Eventually the breasts sag, the beauty fades. So maybe that's partially why that is, that they're mostly manipulative. Maybe it's something, or maybe it could be if they're stuck on their beauty, they're so vain by that they're just looking at how so many men are drawn to them. They don't even realize they're being manipulated.
JS.
I think it's just because they fine. You know what I mean? Whenever you see a fine woman, or a smart woman, and you put them together, you're gonna find some low down dudes that's gonna try to get them. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like unfortunately, it's just like the pimp game. You understand? Mm-hmm. It's like the dudes see the woman, they see the ones that they can easily manipulate, and they tell them whatever they want to hear, and they put it on them, and next thing you know, they out on the stroll. Selling. You know what I mean?
Booty.
So a lot of dudes can, and some dudes can see it. You can see it sometimes. Mm-hmm. The women, some women that don't have fathers,
the insecurities,
and how they need a father figure. And how, they hit them with that father figure game, and next thing you know, you got more problems.
Got him.
So, I did a little research on this, and what I found, according to the research, is that men that are manipulative kind of men want the best women. So that it's like a sport to them.
Exactly.
So they are not going to go for the easy ones. They're going to go for the tough ones.
Yeah, it's no fun if it, don't require a little work.
Some of the greatest women I've met have been with some of the most manipulative men. I'm just like, wow. Yeah, that makes sense. I've actually went to, when I was in property management, I went to this seminar that talked about, because we had to deal with domestic violence, and why would a woman stay with a dude that's just beating her ass?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that they said was, you got to think from a woman's perspective. What is she protecting? She's willing to take the hit so that her kids don't take a hit. So manipulative men find a way to get their claws in so that you stay a lot longer. Because you mentioned, how pimps get their ladies and stuff. It's not vice versa. You don't see no female pimp with a bunch of dudes. I mean,
No.
you have the
Mhm.
you have the madams.
You
but,
have a woman
Yeah,
with
they get-
more women.
They get girls too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm.
So, all right.
I
So
got some soul ties too. And what you said about one leave the men who beating the crap out of
yeah, exactly. So we're gonna go ahead and do segment 2. Can you read this? Can you see it?
them. You speak English. Yes, I can see it. Okay, so question number 1 for segment 2, which is called Just to Get Ahead.
Just to get ahead.
How are so many women getting caught in these schemes that men play?
Women, money, scandals. So this is my answer. I had to write it down because I had to think about this for a while. So I think this is overblown a little bit. Men and women get caught in schemes. We both get caught in schemes. We just don't talk about it. Men don't talk about it, this kind of stuff. Because when we get caught up, we're like, oh, we might tell another dude, but we ain't sharing that stuff. We ain't going on. When it comes to relationships, guys are doing that a lot now. But it's just schemes in general. When we're talking about women, money, scandal, we don't want to be like the dude like, hey, yeah, so I was trying to talk to Luscious, the stripper, and she took me for $5,000. We don't want to say that. We just be like, man, fuck Luscious. You're like, what happened? Man, she tried to get me. It's all right. It's cool. It's cool though. We're not gonna say
You
I
got
lost
got-
$5,000.
That's
Because
not
that
a
makes us
pride
look
thing.
stupid.
Yeah.
It is a pride.
And
thing.
y'all, they gonna pick at you at the barbershop like, oh, she got you, whatever.
Every single day you go to the barbershop for the next 20 years. Like, what's up, 5K?
You
If you really
big dummy.
crack it up, pick up
Yeah.
5K.
Yeah.
But you know what
Big-
though? That's real stuff though. A lot of times strippers set dudes up, especially in Detroit. They set you up and take you to the hotel and have a whole bunch of dudes come and rob you.
I almost said another artist name.
You know what I mean?
Artist
But-
name. Press.
Yes.
press.
Yes.
But you know, like you said, women get caught up in these schemes that men play. A lot of times, these different schemes, it's women and men. I remember one time here in Atlanta, somebody called me on the phone. They told me they know somebody that I knew. I knew my barber at the time. It was like, yo, he told me you would want the hookup on these TVs, right? And so I'm like, okay, that's what's up, right? I'm like, yeah, this is when flat screens just came out, right? So, you trust in a word off of somebody that you know. and so I wanted to get one of these TVs, right? So me and another female that I was working with, she wanted a TV too. So I got her money also. So I'm going down here to meet these people that know my barber, right? It sounds stupid when you think about it. You understand what I'm saying? It sounds stupid, but I was in my late 20s. You know what I mean? And so I go down here to meet these people. Not thinking they're out of this game, but I'm thinking to myself like. At the time, I'm like, let me be cautious going down here. So I go downtown, right? Go downtown to go meet these people. I get in the back seat, right? Bam. As soon as I get in the back seat, they put a gun on me. Put it right on my side, right? They put it right on my side. I'm like, shit, right? You dumbass. You know what I mean? I'm like, you dumbass. What was you thinking, right? So at this point, they start driving. So they still got the gun in my side, right? Still got the gun in my side. So I'm saying to myself, like, damn, I'm about to either I could hop out the car while I was driving, or I could try to punch this dude in his head. But it's two girls up front that's driving, and there's one in the passenger seat. So I got this big dude in the back with the gun in my side. So I'm just like, shit, yo. So what ended up happening was they drove me from where my car was. And as you know, I had to get money up. You know what I mean? Well, I was about to take one to the side. So, but let me out right there. So I just I had to get back to my car somehow, some damn way. But I got robbed. You know what I mean? I got robbed. But it just at that point, it's like, do not fall for motherfucking schemes. You know what I mean? People don't trust who they say they know. So, this person know you. Like, oh, so and so told me, like, nah, I'm straight. You know what I mean? Because it might be somebody waiting to take you. You know what I mean?
I'm glad they just took your money and nothing else, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They took my stupidity with them that day. You know what I mean?
You know what?
That'll never happen again. You know what I mean? That would never happen again. I cannot remember their damn face for nothing.
Your
You know
brain
what I
just
mean?
getting rid of it. Your brain's like, you know what?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't
My,
need this
my,
information.
my brain's just like, yo, get this out of your head. You know what I mean? But you got that heat on your side. You like, dang, they about to shoot my ass. You know.
So now we're gonna deal with question number 2.
Did you answer question 1?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I did. Okay. So how are women getting caught up in these schemes that men play?
That's
And
really
you know
good.
what? I didn't, but I wanted to feed on something you didn't say, but I didn't kind of forgot what it was because it went straight to him
Yeah.
afterwards. But okay, so
You mentioned the part where I said, men, it's a pride thing, it's an ego thing. I don't know if
Yeah.
that was part of it, but yeah.
but also like with the women, we have the friend that we can always confide in. Where men, like I said, it's a pride thing. You guys, y'all want to keep that stuff to yourself. If you get caught cheating or the girl caught you cheating, this, that, and the other, like it's cool to brag, like, yeah, I got this chick over here, got this chick over there on the west side, whatever. But when they find out or something done happened or your windows and got be like, dang, what happened? You don't want to talk about that. So
Sure.
I think it's really a pride thing when it comes to that. Women, they'll talk about it good, bad, or ugly.
Well, it's not just a pride thing, but when we come back to that place the next
Your
day,
ego bruised.
it's ham time. It's like everybody's gonna cut on you. Then you have to take that for life.
Right, so that's why I say the pride thing, because of that, because you know what's going to come after, you don't even want to tell it.
I would tell it though. I wouldn't care about. I wouldn't care
How
about.
about just don't do it?
Yeah. Well, sometimes we do it. I came back to the airport and my car had lipstick and stuff scratching in my car. I've been that person.
So that's
Oh, she
one
was
thing.
being nice, huh?
That's one thing. Though, but when you get swindled out of some money,
Yeah.
it's a little different.
Yeah.
You might mention that, but
I'd rather get the
Was
gun
that
on my
easy
side
for you?
again. I'd rather get the gun on my side again than to come back to that embarrassment.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know how hard it is to get lipstick off a
That's all I was asking. Is that, yeah, I don't know.
Yo, I was cleaning that
It
junk
ain't never
for,
that serious for
yo,
me.
I was cleaning that junk forever, yo. Forever.
So what did you have to use to get it off? Let other men know
Yo.
out there.
you
How to
have
get
to
it?
use a razor.
It took a lot of elbow
you serious?
grease.
You have to use a razor.
A lot of elbow grease, razor. And look, after you try to get it off, it's still not coming off. I mean,
Wow.
You have to get a razor.
if
So
you-
lipstick lasts longer on cars than they do on our lips, ladies.
I was in my 20s again. My 20s was
Boy, y'all 20s was something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't never that serious for
You
me.
don't want to know about our 20s.
my 20s was
20s was crazy.
Okay, so we're going to go to question number 2. And question number 2 is, what makes a woman stay with someone who is abusing them?
Well, it's kind of like what I was saying before. Usually the abuser finds a way to get their hooks in, like, threatening family members, telling somebody or ruining their job or something, and then have the power to do it because the police don't really react or respond to these situations unless something has actually happened. So you can pretty much give somebody death threats all day long, and you can report it, but the police, 9 times out of 10, they don't want to write the report. Even if they write the report, they don't have enough to do anything. And then if they do, let's say they arrest someone on death threats. Death threats is not enough to keep someone in jail per se. So if they get out, guess what happens? So the woman's thinking about all those kind of things. It's like, I can't do anything. Or they have some kind of power. I know a woman in New York actually who, she has a stalker who's a policeman. She can't do nothing about it. And some of the things that he does, I mean, I just pray for her. This is bad.
Yeah, we got something. I want to see her on the next episode of First 48 now.
If this cop ends up dead, I would not be
No, I was talking about her.
surprised.
Because
Or her
he's
too.
getting away with all the stuff.
He is getting away with all this stuff.
Because he knows how the law works, so he knows exactly where to draw the line at. Like when you work in the law, you know where to draw the line at. You know what's just short of harassing someone and this, that, and the other to keep from getting disbarred or having to quit being a police officer or getting fired or anything, because as long as you're doing it within the loopholes, you're good to go.
Yeah, and this is not an NYPD thing. This is one cop I'm talking about who he stops. He stops drug offenders, but he takes their drugs and sells them himself.
Wow.
So he's that kind of
So what do you have about this question? What is your answer?
What makes a woman stay with someone who's abusing them? Love. A lot of times, when women are getting abused in relationships, they want to leave. They know it's the right thing to do, but you know, this man has built up so much. Dealing with. Sometimes they feel sorry for him. So.
Or the guy has done a good job emotionally of making her feel guilty for how he's acting.
Sounds like a narcissist.
Yeah.
I would have to, in my opinion, I would say the first thing that for a woman to stay is lack of self-love and self-worth. Now, she thinks she loves him because she doesn't actually know what love is. And I can say this again and again, this could be something that's like a generational thing where growing up she saw whoever beating on her mom or her dad, whoever, vice versa, because men get beat too. It's not just women. But I think it starts there. But then you got some where we want to talk about women and scandals and being beautiful and dating this rich man, but this man beating on you, dragging you through the, mopping the floor with you, stuff like that. But you like the money. You like the lifestyle, so you don't want to leave. So, or they may be like, if they're a stay-at-home mom, or they can't survive whatever lifestyle they accomplished together by herself, or there's kids, and maybe she wasn't raised with both parents in the household, she wants that for her child, or it could be a lot of reasons. But I say it starts with self-love and self-worth, because if you had those two things, you would never be in a situation like that.
Okay.
So question number 3 is, what makes men scandalous?
Their inability to control a situation. Once they want the control and they don't have it, they'll find a way to get it. And when they do and they're successful, they'll do it again. And then again. And then again.
And then it becomes addictive.
Then it becomes like, yeah.
What about you?
Men feel that fervor, that vigor, that
That adrenaline.
It's not adrenaline though. It's something else. It's vitality. You walk in a room, you feel powerful. You're just like, I'm powerful because I manipulate people and that kind of thing. So I'm not saying that because I know it. I'm just saying.
I was just really digging your sign. I think what makes men scandalous is sometimes rejection, you can call it, can make these type of things happen when men feel like they gotta get back at somebody, you know what I mean? Or like Comics was saying, or just, they don't have control of the situation. It makes people do scandalous stuff, and just so they can feel that power.
And it's not even just like for women, it's like anything. So if their situation is financial and they're like, you know what, and they start thinking, and they're like, I gotta do something. So instead of staying in the right direction, they veer.
So basically like a void. There's a void somewhere. So
there's a void.
They get that adrenaline vitality by doing this stuff to kind of fill that void, even though it's temporary. And for some people, it may be getting that woman that's above their stature, so to say, that conquer of that, or if it's drugs or alcohol or sex or something. But it's a void somewhere, and they're finding being scandalous is a way to fill that void, possibly.
Because they think the void is I can't get this, so therefore I have to do that to get it.
Right, and then you're back. That's just like taking medications treat. They don't cure. They don't heal. So you take it to rid of that temporary pain, but once it wears off, we back at square one.
Yep.
So question number 4: how can I get ahead and avoid such traps?
Check your self-esteem. Make sure you're in the right headspace when you leave. I pray. Do those kind of things on a regular basis because you're not going to be able to see everything. We got, 8 billion people now in the world? So you're not going to be able to see everything. And people are out there, they have plotted, they have planned, they have taken a lot of time to find ways to take you out, one way or another. It's it's a spiritual thing.
I would say how you avoid the traps is don't meet anyone. Don't have social media.
So we come on home and stay in your room.
Be a crazy cat lady. Stay in the house with your cats. Just chill with your cats. Don't have social media. Don't try to keep up conversations with people that's delivering mail to your house. Just be by yourself, and you can avoid all of those. But if you want to meet people and be social, just watch out for those messages on Instagram when the strippers trying to just talk to you out of nowhere. The prostitutes, they're trying to talk to you out of nowhere. Like, no, don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. You know what I mean? You got crazy people out here.
Well, is that really?
Pay him no mind.
Yes, those are traps. Those are traps.
You want to avoid the traps.
Those
Start with
are
yourself
traps.
again.
Oh yeah, and watch out for people asking for money from Nigeria. They don't really like you.
Well, they're not going to take it from Nigeria first. What they're going to do is
Yeah.
they're going to have their little profile and everything. They're going to be like,
That's
hey,
where
how
they
you
ask
doing?
is at though.
Oh, wow.
That they in Nigeria. So.
They'll talk to you for like a few days and they'll be like, hey, I have this problem. That's when you know.
Can you send me money for a radio? No. Who has a radio? You know what I mean? I'm
My
not sending you
uncle's
any
is
money.
sick in the hospital. He needs surgery. He needs heart transplant.
Like, you need to go get a job.
So here's the slicker one. I need money for my ID. Can you send me $20? And then you send the $20 and then they ask you for something else that's much bigger. But they're from Nigeria.
Well, let's talk about ones here in Atlanta, and probably just local period. But you have like these hairstylists online. You go and you book an appointment. You have to pay a deposit, right? Usually about $25, depending on what it is. And then if you're 5 minutes late to your appointment, they cancel, and you done lost your deposit. So you're calling this person before time.
Okay.
They're not answering the phone. They wait till 13 minutes past the time you're supposed to be there to say, oh, well, you didn't call at enough time. They got to excuse. Well, that's not a regular phone. It's some kind of phone. But they done kept the money now. Instead, their whole thing is, well, you got to. They didn't even say we can reschedule or I got another person coming in and you can wait to go after them. There was no solution. It was just you lost your money. That sounds like straight scam to me.
Yeah.
But this is what you have to do when you got, social media is good for some things, but that opened up a whole nother aspect for con artists, for real.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
But about the abuse of women, the getting head and avoiding such traps, again, it starts with yourself. Like I'm going to always say, it starts with yourself. So you need to really get to know who you are and what you're looking for and what you want in life. And then when you're at such a level of knowing that, no matter what gets sent your way, you know how to bypass it. And then another thing, if you have enough experience in it, you'll be sent 10 miles away anyway. Trust your gut instinct, too.
Okay.
If something tell you ain't right, it probably ain't right.
Do your investigation.
Oh, yeah, Google everybody you meet.
Or you're going to have a gun on the side of you, riding in the back seat.
Come on, give me the loot.
So if you would have Googled those guys that pulled a gun on you, what would have said? Thug? I mean, what?
I don't think it was Google then.
Yeah, it was 20 years.
Yeah.
He was in his 20s.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't Google. I think it was just a thought.
It was AOL.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a thought.
Dial-up landline.
Yeah. I need to Google them. What are you talking about?
Ooh-wee.
You know?
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah.
All right, we are ready for Dear JS.
All right. Dear JS.
See, you need
Yeah. All right, dear JS. I'm a man that tries to do the right things. Excuse me. I have one of the most amazing friends a man could ever have. She is smart and talented, but has a boyfriend who treats her like shit. I don't get it. I have treated her well all her life, and this clown comes through and sweeps her off her feet. I left it alone until I got a call from her at 2 a.m. He had kicked her out of her own house. Wow. And she was half naked crying. Wow. She slept on my couch that night, but was back with him the next day. After he blamed it on alcohol, now I think he started hitting her. Am I missing something? Why don't she just leave? Or do I think too highly of her and maybe can't see her for who she really is because I care about her so much? Wow. Wow. I had to go back through it again. He kicked her out of her own house. She was half naked crying. She slept on the couch at night. Was back on the next day. Okay. All right. So you said she was half naked crying. With my crazy mind, I started thinking like, okay, so did she come to your house half naked? How does this work?
that's what it sounds like.
See, as a man, you're stuck on that.
Yeah. That's what
I went further up.
That's what I see. But my thing is this, and he blamed it on alcohol. No, if he is putting his hands on you, you need to let her know that she needs to be out. And this is regardless of you digging her or what. You know what I mean? You need to tell her she needs to leave. So he can blame it on whatever, regardless of the fact he was hitting on her. So, she needs to leave just off strength of that. You know what I mean? What about y'all? What y'all think?
My first thing was the second sentence. I have one of the most amazing friends a man could ever have. But then when you read everything else, it sounds like he wants to be more than friends with her.
Yeah.
So first of all, you didn't man up and take the step of approaching her, letting her know how you truly felt about her.
Yeah.
And she probably wouldn't have been with that man.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as far as, the question of why don't she just leave, that goes back to what we discussed earlier in today's show, that self-love, self-worth, and knowing that first eliminates everything else. Do you think too highly of her, or maybe she can, or you can't see her for who she really is? I don't think that's the case. I mean, when you have a friend, whatever it is, when you love somebody and care for somebody, you see all the good things in them. And I don't think she's a day and night, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation where she's one way around you, but when she's with a man, she's a total butthole. Because that's the case. Men tolerate way less than women. He would have been gone. So it's something about her that she's accepted too. Like I said, in the conversation we had last week, and I was like, nice guys finish last, good girls finish last. How you guys want, you like the woman who taught you any kind of way, take charge, but the woman who's good for you, you run all over, and women to do the same thing. They want the bad boy, the one that's going to have them choked up against the wall somewhere and all that, instead of the nice man who's going to treat her like a queen, put on a pedestal and show her the world. But this is the society we have to deal with today.
Yeah. But one thing before comments, I just really want to say something is wrong with my man. Just look at. He said she is smart and talented, but has a boyfriend that treats her like shit. I don't get it. I've treated her well all of her life. Yo, he seems creepy. Yo.
And this clown.
Yeah. He seems real creepy, man.
He wants to be more than friends.
Yeah, he's creepy.
Yeah, he do.
This is why she don't. This is why she going with old boy. That
Her
whooping
woman's
ass.
intuition is telling her all about you.
You creepy, yo. You know what I mean?
He mad at himself. He mad at himself for
Yeah.
not approaching her.
Yeah, yo. I mean, cause look, I'm like, I have one of the most amazing friends a man could ever have. When have you ever used that statement on any of your friends, yo? You know what I mean? She is smart and talented, and she has a boyfriend who treats her like shit. I don't get it.
So did she FaceTime him? Because he's like, he kicked her out of her own home, and she was half naked, crying, etc. How you know she was half naked? On a
I'm
phone
assuming.
FaceTime.
You make a good detective.
I'm assuming when he picked her up, she was half naked. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah. She
So-
slept on his couch. Oh, go ahead.
So
So he got a 1-bedroom apartment, and he didn't offer her the bed, and he sleep on the couch.
Mr. Writer of this letter, you notice how the thought process of you is slowly deteriorating. So here's the thing. First off, you should have shot your shot a long time ago. You didn't shoot it, so that's on you. So she picked a dude she probably shouldn't have picked. But second of all, you need to be a better friend. You say she's the most amazing friend that you ever had. How about you? Dude's beating her ass and you
And
ain't
she didn't
doing
even
nothing.
approach the dude.
You ain't even doing nothing. She's getting beat up. Where are you at? How come you ain't putting hands on the dude?
He tried to be the Prince Charming. He picked her up, but he ain't gonna knock on that door. It's her place now. Keep in mind, he kicked her out of her place, and he says now I think he started hitting her. When he dragged her out of the door, when he touched her, when he said, "Hey, that's assault."
Yeah.
He already hit her. If he dragged her outside, he already hit her. That's assault. So that unwanted touching is assault. So he already doing that. But what kind of friend are you? You right. What kind of friend are you to just show up, pick her up? You ain't really concerned about what was going on with her. You
What
was
you
more so
thought.
you was like you was gonna this your opportunity, your chance to get her. Come be the Prince Charming on the white horse. Cause I'm a female, and when one of my girls called me, oh, it's on and pop in.
So what you thought, since you're such an amazing person, you're gonna take her home and she's gonna like hop into bed with you and ride you all
Mhm.
night because you saved her from getting
Rebound.
kicked out of her own house. when in reality, she slept on the couch because she don't look at you as anything different than a mediocre
That was
friend.
her decision to sleep on the couch. Like, no, I'm gonna sleep out here. He leaving a lot of stuff out in the stores. He tried it, and she was like, no.
Thanks for watching the show, though.
And why the police gonna call? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for sending us a letter, and thanks for watching the show. Yeah.
Thanks for the laughs.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of laughs. Okay. But I hope she's okay. I ain't concerned about you. Well, actually, I am. You might want to seek help.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
You might want to go find out where your balls are at.
Ooh.
They're usually in this little sack underneath your penis. Look right, they should be right there. Just in case you didn't know.
Okay.
Anywho, that's our show. So this is Comic Strategy. JC. How can people reach you again? I know you got Instagram.
At Photogenic, PHOTOJNC, and email photography.champion@gmail.com.
All right. So with that, we're gonna be back next week for another show of our amazing series. Shoot, what is it? I can't remember the topic. We're gonna be back for the Women Are Superheroes topic. I just don't know what the actual topic is.
Tune in and you'll find out.
You'll find out next week.
Yes.
Anyways, JS Comics, JC, we're out.